All right, welcome back to the Last Word podcast. It's me, Josh.
I'm Nick.
And today we're continuing our series, all-time team series. We're on to the AFC North today. Let's get into it.
Oh, yeah.
Woo, yeah.
We're gonna start with the Browns. You are gonna find out this division's fucking crazy. There's shitters and then there's godlike teams. Unfortunately, we have to start with the Cleveland Browns, who actually, to be fair, they do have probably a top 3 tackle all time in Joe Thomas. I think he allowed only single-digit sacks throughout his whole career. And then we got Jim Brown, who I think in many people's eyes is the best running back of all time. Really had a short stint. One of those what if he played 15 seasons. 9 seasons with 8 first-team All-Pros, 9 Pro Bowls, about as perfect of a career on the field as you can have. And then now getting to like the mediocre players, we have Paul Warfield, who he's in the NFL 100, but I mean, if you look at his stats, I mean, there a lot of other receivers could have made that. I mean, I get it is era adjusted, but whatever. Good job, Paul Warfield. To give him credit, 8-time Pro Bowler, 2-time first team All-Pro, 3-time champion. Mid stats, but for era adjusted, I guess that's pretty good. Then you got Dante Lavelli, who played in the 40s and 50s. Hall of Famer, 3-time Pro Bowler, 3-time NFL champ. Gary Collins. This should get you guys wet. 2 Pro Bowls, 1 first team All-Pro. Played in like the 70s.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. All right, and then at quarterback we have... All right, and then at tight end we have Ozzie Newsome, who... we'll see how this goes, but in terms of on the field and off the field, probably the best person on this list. Not on the field as like being a good person, but being a player and in a management position, probably the best to ever do it. As he picked Ray Lewis and Jonathan Ogden in the 1996 NFL draft. So, was very successful on the field with the Browns and off the field with the Ravens. So
He also had a hand in Lamar Jackson.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, he's still with the Ravens, right?
Yeah, he's still an executive position.
No, he's doing a great job.
Oh, my turn?
Yeah, Browns defense.
Browns defense. Oh, boy. Well, you already know it's not good when 2 of your receivers are wearing linebacker numbers. So, man, let's get into this. So safeties, we got a tandem from the 70s, Thom Darden and Clarence Scott. Both of them actually got 40 interceptions, which is kind of crazy, but kind of not because it's the fucking 70s.
Yeah.
Like, quarterbacks are just throwing wherever they thought was, just wherever they saw green, man. Then your corners, we actually have apparently was a pretty good tandem in the 80s. And Hanford Dixon, he's a 2-time All-Pro, 3-time Pro Bowler. And Frank Minifield, a 4-time Pro Bowler, 80s All-Decade team. And both these guys, actually, believe it or not, where the Dog Pound nickname for the Browns comes from. Because they would cheer with the fans and like, they'd be like, because they were dogs. Like, this is actually where the nickname comes from.
Okay.
Yeah. And Denzel Ward, 6-time Pro Bowler on the other side. I mean, like Shadur Sanders said, he's the cornerstone, a franchise guy apparently. Then the linebacker positions, we got dang, I didn't research these guys. Mike Johnson and
Something Jackson.
Something Jackson. Name on the tip of my tongue. It's something Jackson. He played in the 2000s. Both these guys just played a long time with the Browns, but neither of them were actually any good. No Pro Bowls for their names. Nothing. They just played a long time with the Browns.
I don't think anyone blames you on this one, dude. I don't think anyone's ever heard of
I
this.
honestly considered putting Carson Schlesinger, the 2025 Defensive Rookie of the Year, there.
That's crazy.
He might be their best.
That's crazy, dude.
I'm just saying, dude. I mean, with how shit their linebackers were, I mean, it was really...
Wait, is it actually 0 combined Pro Bowls?
It's 0 combined Pro Bowls for those two.
That is crazy.
Onto this defensive line started out with the obvious, probably the best player in Browns history, maybe outside Joe Thomas, is Myles Garrett. Um, if you played football in the Dallas area, anywhere between the 2010s and 2020s, you've definitely heard of Myles Garrett.
Yeah, that was him at 8 years old.
Yeah, I mean this is him. Yeah, as a child, I mean monster, dude. I mean imagine playing this guy in fucking recess, dude. Right? But anyways,
Arms
I
bigger in my head, bro.
I remember I had to play Arlington Martin, um, my sophomore year. All we could do when we were on the bus going to Arlington was talking about Miles fucking Garrett. Like he came from that school and how fucking insane he was.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's a legend in the DFW area. He's a legend at Texas A&M. He's a legend in Browns history, dude. It don't matter. He's gone now. He has the single season sack record. I think he's already at 120 sacks. He's gonna be a legend in LA. I'm like so excited to see how his fucking career goes in LA, dude.
Man, we should have given him that damn star, dude.
He's gonna have that star eventually.
He could be in the he could be in the GOAT debate pretty soon.
He could be one of the all-time edge rushers. I mean, he just needs another DPOY maybe. That's it. He is so fucking good. He's a legend. That's all I'm gonna say. He's a great guy and a legend. Now I have a Bill Willis. Apparently, this guy played in the 40s and 50s. Right before the Browns made those NFL championships. If you guys don't remember, there was the NFL and AFL, and apparently the Browns and Lions were super goated back then and won I think the Browns won 13 championships when it was the NFL before the merger, and then the Super Bowl happened, and no, nothing good came after the Super Bowl came around. But they apparently were really good when it was just championships. So Bill Willis won a championship with them. He was actually a 6-time All-Pro and 4-time Pro Bowler with them. So really solid career from Bill Willis. And then we have Don Colo. He was actually part of those 50s championships teams, which is a Pro Bowler. Really solid defensive lineman for them. And then Clay Matthews Jr., the father of Clay Matthews III. Played 18 seasons with the Browns, if you believe it or not. Was 4-time Pro Bowler, led the league in tackles 4 times, ended his career with 60, 70 sacks, I think. Really great linebacker coming off the edge. He was just like his son was. Very interesting player because he was both an inside and an outside linebacker. He could play both positions very well. Very interesting player, indeed. Moving on to the Bengals. Nick said when we were making this video, this would be my reward for having to do the Browns defense, and boy, is it a reward.
That was brutal.
I guess we'll start with Anthony Munoz, probably one of the greatest left tackles all time.
Probably the greatest.
Maybe him, Bruce Smith. No, not Bruce Smith. I'm sorry, Bruce Matthews.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Bruce Matthews.
Or Joe Thomas, the guy.
Or Joe Thomas, yeah. I mean, those three, if you want to make a list. Anthony Munoz, 14-time Pro Bowler, insane. Then we got Joe Burrow, 2-time Comeback Player of the Year. Every year he's healthy, he's just so freaking good. He's probably one of the greatest college quarterbacks of all time with his how his career in LSU went. It's just so sad that I think he's going down the Andrew Luck path. I mean, it looks like he's just going to retire. Because, I mean, they don't give him anything, but, I mean, I think he has 12,000 passes. His stats aren't good, but you just have to look at the seasons he's healthy. He's probably the best quarterback the Bengals have ever had. Then his number one guy from college and in the NFL, Jamar Chase, won the Triple Crown in 24, I believe, 23-24. But just went underreported because, they sucked. They just sucked. And Nick's about to show you why here soon. But, Jamar Chase, a really insane receiver. Going to be good for a long time. Then I have Rodney Holman, dude. A 3-time Pro Bowler, played in the 80s. That's really all I have to say about him. Apparently he would have been good, in the future if he played in the 2000s. That's what he says. I don't know. He says he would have been good in the 2000s if it was a different era, but I don't know. I don't know. Read too much. I never watched his 80s tape. AJ Green. Is one of those receivers that, if you talk about the 2010 receivers, which was crazy, Des Bryant, you had Demarius Thomas, Brandon Marshall. Who else was? I mean, help me out here, dude. 2010s receivers: Larry Fitz, Anquan Bolden, Odell, and AJ
Yeah,
Green.
Julio.
Julio, AB, AJ Green's up there with them.
Hmm.
And his career with 11,000 receiving yards, several, I think 4 Pro Bowls with the Cardinals. Played the or Bengals. Sorry, was there with Andy Dalton most of his career.
Hmm.
And then Chad Ochocinco, probably one of the most interesting characters in NFL history.
Yeah.
Originally Chad Johnson. I think he got dared or something, or I think he tried to change his name to Ocho Cinco as a joke, and then the NFL fined him, and then he legally changed his name to Ocho Cinco.
That's crazy.
I think he's now Chad Johnson. We still call him Ocho Cinco. I mean,
Yeah.
just his nickname that stuck around. Played a long time with the Bengals too. I think had very similar stats to AJ Green. Um, and that's about that for Bengals offense. Oh, and Corey killed the clock or clock killing Corey Dillon. Um, rushed for 11,000 yards. Played most of his career with the Bengals. I think he ended his career with the Patriots though. Was a very great back for them back in the day. Now that ends my part with the offense, Bengals offense. Now, good luck, dude.
Oh god, bear with me here. This defense is just so
Whew.
incredibly mid. All right, let me get the safeties out of the way. We got Tommy Casanova and David Fulcher. From my research, these guys were essentially the same player. Tommy Casanova, 3 Pro Bowls, 1 first team All Pro in the late 70s for the Bengals, and then David Fulcher, again, 3-time Pro Bowls, and then 1 first team All Pro in the late 80s when they went on their Super Bowl run. So, I mean, dependable safeties, but I mean they really weren't, cream of the crop safeties in the NFL at that point. Corners, we got Ken Riley and Lamar Parrish, who they were also corners for those 80 Bengals runs in the early 80s and the late 80s. Ken Riley, the only Hall of Famer on this list, 15 years with the Bengals, 65 interceptions, had 8 interceptions in his last season and retired abruptly. We didn't do the research for that, but I'm kind of wondering. I mean, I get you've been in the NFL 15 seasons and maybe that's enough, but you got 8 in your final season. It's kind of crazy. And then Lamar Parrish was just the cornerback too, opposite of Ken Riley, who was very good in his own right. 6-time Pro Bowl, one-time first team All Pro. And then we got Leon Hall, a solid slot corner during the Marvin Lewis led Bengals. Had 26 interceptions, was just a very dependable corner. Let's go to linebackers. Vontaze Burfict, a very nice man. Was a good player on the field. Very nice off the field. He was actually very good though. He led the NFL in tackles in 2013, and he was kind of just always a dependable linebacker. Wouldn't really miss tackles or anything. Pretty good for an undrafted player. And then we have, opposite of him, we have Reggie Williams. 63 sacks. Played over 200 games with the Bengals in the 80s. Oh my God, dude. I guess that was before free agency, so you were just forced to stay with one team. Jesus Christ, poor Reggie Williams. Okay. All right, D-line. Where do we start? Let's start inside with Geno Atkins. One of the more underrated careers ever. 8-time Pro Bowl, 2-time first team All-Pro. Was just a dog in the defensive interior. And then we have, where is he? Eddie Edwards. He actually flip-flopped between defensive end and defensive tackle. For the purpose of this team, we put him at defensive tackle just because the DNs are really good. Played in the 80s, very dependable. 85 sacks, which is very good. Can't complain with that. All right, that's it for Eddie Edwards. Now to the ends. Now this is very interesting. Carlos Dunlap, another very underrated guy. 82.5 sacks, 20 forced fumbles. Trey Hendrickson, someone who's still in the league. 4 straight Pro Bowls. 4 straight Pro Bowls. Has the franchise record in sacks with 17.5. So for such a mid defense, I think the D line definitely makes up for it. Yes, we're done. We're
All
done with
right.
the shit teams.
Now on to. Oh wait, this is you. You start out this one.
Okay.
On to the Steelers, and by the slide you can tell.
Do you guys see how many stars are on here?
By the way, if you guys haven't caught on yet, stars are Hall of Famers and the green stars are NFL 100 players.
Yeah, so basically like the best of the best Hall of Famers. All right. Let's start off with the offensive line. Mike Webster, who was the leader of the O-line during the Steelers' 70s dynasty. And Alan Fenica, who was, I think he was also the leader of that offensive line, except he was in the 2000s for their Super Bowl run. All right, where do we start? Let's start with Terry Bradshaw. A guy where if you look at his stats, they don't jump out at you. They're not terribly impressive, but you have to adjust it for era. And especially when you adjust it for his stats, or I guess increase of stats during playoff time, I believe he has the highest improvement of play from regular season to playoffs, which I guess should explain his 4-0 perfect record in Super Bowls. Then we got Franco Harris. Is it between him and Jerome Bettis? We went with Franco Harris, just based on aura. I mean, I believe he had 8 Pro Bowls, 1 first-team All-Pro. Was really the engine in a running league in the 70s. And yeah, I mean, they really just depended on Franco Harris. And then we have the receivers. Now, this receiving room is actually very interesting. Antonio Brown leads this wide receiver room. Very respectable guy off the field. A guy you could trust with your children. A guy you could trust with, your daughter, especially in swimming pools. Yeah, team player also. Just never quits, never gives up. Is there until the end. You can always count on Antonio Brown. Nah, but for real though, I mean, if you take away his off the field stuff, I think he's in the Hall of Fame. Right now, he's in the Hall of Fame. If you look at his stats, 1,800 receiving yards, 1,700 receiving yards, 1,500 receiving yards. I mean, like Josh said earlier, in an era dominated by receivers, I mean, I think we can all agree the era for receivers definitely was the 2010s. I mean, he rattled off a bunch of names earlier. And you could make a very good case that Antonio Brown is probably the leader of that group. So, I mean, that just goes to show. Then we got Hines Ward. I think he definitely should be in the Hall of Fame. I think he should. He has 2 Super Bowls, I believe. Yeah, 2 Super Bowls. Was the wide receiver 1 in those Super Bowls. One of the most underrated run blockers. Yeah, definitely very underrated, Hines Ward. Then we got Lynn Swann, the wide receiver 1 for Terry Bradshaw during that 70s dynasty. Y'all have seen the clips, surely. Made some of the most acrobatic catches that we saw. And then guys in the modern era are now doing that. Lynn Swann was really the first guy to do that so elegantly. And, oh yeah, Heath Miller. Probably the worst player on this team, but I mean, I wouldn't feel bad, Heath Miller. I mean, he very good receiver for Ben Roethlisberger. Not many accolades, but I think if the Steelers have a deficiency anywhere on their team, it's probably all-time tight ends, but Heath Miller was a solid tight end, however.
All right, let's get to this defense. If you aren't feeling afraid, if you aren't feeling wet, if you aren't feeling scared or excited to hear about this defense, you aren't feeling right. This defense, man. Let's just list it off, right? We got Donnie Shell, 5-time All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler, 4-time Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer. Troy Polamalu, Defense Player of the Year, Super Bowl champion, multi-time Pro Bowler, one of the best box safeties of all time, Hall of Famer. Jack Lambert, Jack Ham, 2 of the best linebackers of all time. They struck fear into defense. Look at Jack Lambert. He looks insane. These guys were insane. Hall of Famers. Mel Blount had a rule made about him because he was so dominant. And he still dominated after his technique was banned. Hall of Famer. Rod Woodson, crazy amount of interceptions in the modern era. Hall of Famer. He played as a corner on the Steelers. Jack Butler played in the 50s. 50 interceptions in the 50s. Hall of Famer. James Harrison. Debo. One of the strongest men on earth. He said it takes 2 James Harrisons to defeat a silverback gorilla. One to fight, one to record. Mean Joe Green. He changed a college mascot to him. The UNT Mean Green.
Yeah, they were something else. They were like the
way back then.
Eagles
the Eagles. They still are the Eagles. The Mean Green Eagles. Because of Mean Joe Green. Hall of Famer. Cam Hayward. Longtime player. Multi-time Pro Bowler. Gonna be a Hall of Famer. And then TJ Watt tied the sack record with Michael Strahan before Myles Garrett broke it. Over 100 sacks. One Defense Player of the Year. Most 20 sack seasons in a career. Gonna be a Hall of Famer. All of these guys are Hall of Famers. This is one of those stacked defenses I think we'll ever have the chance to talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the most, probably the most stacked defense we'll ever talk about.
Harrison should be in there too.
I said Harrison. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, guys, appreciate this while you look at it. Let's take a second, just look at this. Look at this defense. Insane.
By the way, Roger Staubach had to deal with...
Roger Staubach had to go through this.
Like 80% of this defense throughout his career. Crazy.
And on to the Ravens. Let's look at it. We have starting out probably one of the best rushing quarterbacks, probably one of the most efficient quarterbacks we've ever seen, Lamar Jackson. I mean, counted out his whole career, said he's supposed to be a running back, sat behind Joe Flacco, one of 2 unanimous MVPs in NFL history. Only other one was Tom Brady in 2007. Crazy. Now holds all the rushing records for quarterbacks, and he's still actually, unlike most other rushing quarterbacks, he puts up around 4,000, 4,500 passing yards. So he still slings the rock, unlike a lot of those other guys who'll put up maybe 2,000, 3,000 passing yards. He's developed as a passer. He's gonna be in the NFL a long time, even after his rushing ability is gone. Derrick Henry. It was really between Ray Rice, Jamal Lewis, but Derrick Henry's probably going to be there just a little bit longer than them, and he's already made his mark on the team. And then after that, it just kind of goes to shit. I mean, Derek Mason was all right. He had 5,000 receiving yards. Same as Torrey Smith. Zay Flowers is probably going to beat both of them in the long run in receiving yards when it's all said and done. He's already had 2 Pro Bowls, so Zay Flowers is on a good career trajectory. Mark Andrews, though, if you guys didn't know, is actually the all-time leader in Ravens receiving yards with 5,900.
God damn.
So he's still going to be there because they let Isaiah Likely walk. He's probably going to raise the bar a little higher for Zay Flowers. But going from a backup behind Hayden Hurst to being the all-time receiving yards leader, Mark Andrews is their all-time tight end. And then the O-line is actually not that bad. I mean, you have Marshall Yanda, who's eventually going to be in the Hall of Fame. I believe he's a 9-time Pro Bowler at guard. And then Jonathan Ogden, one of the greatest offense. I mean, we got three of the greatest offensive tackles in history
in one division.
And then the other one's just Bruce Matthews, who, I mean, jeez.
Yeah.
But that's your offense for the Ravens. It's pedestrian compared to the Steelers' defense, but very good offense. Just not a lot of name value.
I am giddy to talk about this Ravens defense. Okay. Ed Reed and Rod Woodson, by far the best safety room. Like, we just talked about the Steelers' safety room. By far the best safety room. Ed Reed, 9-time Pro Bowler, 5-time first-team All-Pro, Defensive Player of the Year, most interception return yards ever. Rod Woodson, 11-time Pro Bowler, 6-time first-team All-Pro, 71 interceptions, 23 forced fumbles, 32 fumble recoveries, and an all-time leading 12 interception return touchdowns. Absolutely crazy. They have by far over 100 interceptions between the two of them. By far over 150 turnovers between the two of them. Absolutely crazy. And they actually played together at the same time, which is even more crazy. All right, Ray Lewis, a true killer on and off the field. Like, literally, all-time leader in combined tackles, all-time leader in solo tackles. Yeah, just absolutely insane. By far the GOAT linebacker. I think it's unarguable. I don't know what other linebacker you can compete with Ray Lewis, but yeah, Ray Lewis, GOAT linebacker ever.
Oh, by the way, if you got like a finals or something coming up, watch a Ray Lewis speech, man. You'll be fucking ready to go.
Yeah,
You'll be ready to go
for sure. Roquan Smith, pretty good. I mean, he's the current leader of the Ravens defense right now. 3-time All-Pro, 4 Pro Bowls, one of the premier linebackers currently in the NFL. Moving on to the secondary, Chris McAllister, one of the first true shutdown corners, obviously after Deion Sanders and a couple corners. But yeah, the amount of pass defenses he had, I mean, obviously helped that Ravens 2000 dominant run that they had. Marlon Humphrey, another really good player in his right, 4-time Pro Bowler, 2-time first team All-Pro. Yeah, just a true cornerback one. Is he still with the Ravens? I know he was a long-time Raven. I don't know if he's still. Okay, he's still there. Yeah, very good long-time Raven. Marcus Peters, one of my all-time favorite corners. I had to throw him on here. Defensive Rookie of the Year, 3-time Pro Bowler, 2-time first team All-Pro. Brought really a lot of swagger to this team coming from the Chiefs. Yeah, really was a fan favorite. Great shit talker. Gave us some really good games in those late 2010s. Moving on to this D-line. Very underrated D-line. If you want to talk about why Ray Lewis got so many tackles, it's because this D-line opened up the holes for Ray Lewis to come in there and blow the play up. Starting off with, I think Mike McCrary? Yeah, McCrary. 71 sacks, 2-time Pro Bowler. Very solid. Terrell Suggs. I didn't know he had this many sacks. 139 sacks, 39 forced fumbles, 7-time Pro Bowler. Yeah, absolutely dominant. And these two right here were some of the biggest defensive tackles you will ever see. Haloti Ngata at like 350 pounds. Just absolutely dominant. 5-time Pro Bowl, 2-time first team All-Pro. And a man that's actually bigger than Haloti Ngata. Sam Adams was like, what was he, like 6'1", 365 pounds. Really opened up holes for Ray Lewis in the early 2000s. So yeah, that's the end. That is the end of the AFC North all-time teams.
Yeah, it was a thriller. I mean, started out shit, ended out crazy.
Yeah. Definitely the best one yet, for sure.
Yeah, I think next video we'll be doing NFC North. So hope to catch y'all then. Until then, I guess like, comment. I guess if you disagree with us, let us know. I mean, if you're a Browns fan, definitely let us know. I mean,
Paul Warfield. Yeah.
Paul Warfield, or you want to talk about Otto Graham or something?
Oh, Otto Graham, yeah.
Or who are you talking about, man?
Yeah, I mean, that was the quarterback's name. Just 3 question marks.
Yeah, so yeah, leave a comment. I guess subscribe, like our video.